ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Welcome to another Bald... no. I nearly said a Bald Explorer Live. I didn't mean that.
No,
I didn't mean
didn't.
that. Redo that again. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Hi. What do I mean? Welcome to...
The
Vobes Show. Welcome to the Vobes Show, ladies and gentlemen. Slight hitch there right at the beginning of the show. It's just what you need. That's the way to start. Doesn't help that I've written it was Wednesday when actually it's not Wednesday, is it?
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
All day.
All day to the bitter end. And guess who's in? Yes, the lovely Julia. Sorry, TLJ. And tonight...
Not the lovely Julia.
Not the
thankfully.
lovely Julia. When if I say the lovely TLJ, that's like saying the lovely Julia, isn't it?
No, the lovely TL.
Oh yes, the lovely Julia.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, I think we've got
Glad
that.
we got that cleared up.
Yeah, we got that cleared up, ladies and gentlemen. It's like acne, isn't it? You stick some little cream over it and it all disappears.
Fair enough.
I don't know how that works, but anyway, that's what we're saying. Let's see if there's anybody actually out there in the world of. And do you know what, lovely Julia, TLJ? There are. There
Looks
are.
like there are.
There really is. There's Danny Harris, Mark Selwood, John Berger, Nigel Sadler, Kushti Phil, Mark English, Elaine Brazer, Steve Pilfold. I'm no good at reading these names. Anne Osborne, Judith Oakley, Richard Suggett, Mark, I've said him, Glenn Thompson. You see, you can't come in twice. Alan Piddington. Very blue show. Yes, it is a bit of a blue show tonight. That's not to say it's only for 18s plus. It's not that kind of a blue show. Oh, look at you doing your thing. But it is, yeah, we just happened to, we didn't realise that.
I'm not in blue.
Well, you're not in blue. Technically,
This isn't supposed to be blue.
it looks blue
Under this light.
under this weird light that I've got. I don't understand. These are LED lights, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm using. And they do come out, they make the colours go funny. This little camera, it can't adjust. It hasn't got a brilliant white balance. But anyway, you're in purple.
Yep.
And I'm in
Blue.
russet. A beautiful russet and lovely
Deep blue. Is it navy?
I
Yeah, it's
don't know
definitely
what
navy.
colour it is. It's not really russet because russet's red. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Vobe Show. This, I should point out, is the last of the Vobe shows on the Bald Explorer page.
I have a promise to keep. No,
We have a double ending there.
Not like that.
We have a double ending.
Turn down.
Turn it all down. There we go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Thank you very much for coming along. Everybody's sort of joining. Even Jonathan the Jester. Hello, Jonathan the Jester. Goodness gracious me. It's lovely to see. All the way from Salisbury. And I thought, Jonathan the Jester, that the Russians had got you. I thought they'd been putting out in all that poisons to get shot of you. And instead they got some, I don't know, Lord Russian emigre of some description. Instead they were trying to get hold of Jonathan. But they haven't stopped you. And I'm pleased to see it. Years ago, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan the Jester from Salisbury, the biggest fool you'll ever know. And a lovely bloke he is with his own circus and his own circus troupe, and he does amazing things and all the rest of it. We work together a few events. He's a lovely bloke, so you're very, very welcome. So there we go. I see the lovely Julia has joined. On her special phone that she can send emojis to the show just to make sure that we get them. If you're watching on YouTube, it's very nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. But of course, you're not live. That'll be the rerun. And if you're watching on Facebook later on, then say hello to Ron. I hope he's well.
Yes.
So, lovely Julia, how many, he's pointing surreptitiously, how many members of the Bald Explorer... Sorry, how many members of the Bald Explorer group have we? She looks at the camera so glamorously as I dig myself a deeper hole.
I could just chuck you the JCB key.
Way, I've got it.
Whoa.
I'm going down the hole. No,
You're taking me with you.
Help. No good.
No.
So how many Bald Explorer members of the group do we now have?
686.
686? Where's my big trumpet? I've got to buy... I used to have a horn. I used to honk a horn. I used to honk.
I used to honk.
That's right, yeah, I used to honk something rotten. It was terrible. Whoever I worked with had to put a peg on their nose. And then in the end I decided to wash.
That's a good idea.
I wouldn't sit too...
Close to King, because otherwise I'll start spitting, you see. And with
Yeah,
nobody...
you actually have.
Yeah, I know. I'm like that. That's why the other night there was a blob on the camera. Do you remember that time?
That was
a blob.
That was a few weeks ago, but yeah, I remember that.
That was was it a few weeks ago? It seems like yesterday.
It was a couple
You
of
know
months,
what a
actually.
god awful day it was yesterday. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live show. Christopher Crocs has joined. Cox even. I don't know what I'm doing. Nigel Sadler is laughing his head off. He's so much so there's what do you call those things? Tears out of his eyes. Wow, 686 says Jane. That's right, 686. That's not a number I made up out of the corner of my mouth.
Nope.
No.
It's gone up since the last time I looked 2 hours ago. I'm pretty sure.
Speechless, ladies and I am speechless. Gregory G.C. Gianardo G. I never get his name. G. Anyway, the
Giordano.
comic. The what?
Giordano?
Yeah, Giordano. Yes, Gregory. He's watching. Thank you, Gregory. He used to when I did the Vobes show. He used to be in touch. He is one of the comics' best artists and movers and shakers in adult comics. When I say adult comics, I'm not talking, naughty stuff.
You're talking graphic novels.
I'm talking graphic novels. Yes, that's right. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking any of that, the stuff that I get at the weekend. No, none of that. Thank you very much.
No graphic novellas.
Novella. I say, what a nice fella you are with your novella. Ding dong, I'm not wrong. It's Dr. Bell. Anyway, Kushti Phil says, new member Kaz Johnson is trying to view the live show but has no notifications. Can somebody please help? I think she has to like the page, doesn't they? How do they get all this?
Sorry, which?
This is
currently
yes.
you have to obviously be a member of the Bold Explorer group, and I can't remember how I did it because it was months ago now.
Yes.
But there is a way of, I think when it first pops up, you can click on it and it asks, do you want to be notified of this every time?
Yes, so
but I can't remember how to do it. Someone
because
will know and link.
Yes, we are broadcasting on the Bald Explorer page, not the Bald Explorer group. So make sure she knows that. That's first thing. And I think you have to like the Bald Explorer page.
Oh yes, it's the page, not the group.
It's the page, not the group. People get confused. I know it's the two things, but I have to do it on the page. Otherwise, people like the Kaz cannot get on board. Wait a minute. I think
She's here now, though.
She's got there. She's here. Oh, fantastic. Well done. Marvellous. That's good news. Where's that?
Yeah, you don't have one of those saved,
I
do you?
don't know. Every time. And, I was sitting on my big fat hairy ass today with nothing to do all day. Absolutely nothing to do. Not a thing. Couldn't be bothered. And then now is that moment when I think, if only I'd lifted my tiny little finger and done something, like would have been useful.
Would have been helpful.
I may have made that up about sitting on my big fat hairy ass, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he shaves that too.
Yeah, it's not hairy. Thank you.
How did I come out with that one?
Yeah, and how do you know?
Well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, she's seen me bend over with my builder's bum. That's what it is. And the big tough... Anyway, this is for a family show, so please don't lower the tone. Thank you very much.
Don't lower the tone. Oh my gosh.
Now, we've got a postcard, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another postcard. Lovely people are sending in their postcards by the sackload. In fact, I had a complaint this morning. Do you know who from? Posty. He was dragging this great big bag down the street. He was sweating and puffing. There was sweat pouring off of him. She switched off, and he was labouring. He went, "Are you that bloke they call the Vobes? Are you the bald one?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "I've got this great big sack load for you." And I said, "Oh, that's very nice, but have you got a postcard though?" And he said, "Oh yes, I've got one of them too." So he handed me this postcard, and here it is. So lovely Julia is going to show you what the postcard looks like, and then she's going to read it out. She didn't know that, but that is the thing. Oh, look at that. Now that looks like it's foreign. Where's that from, lovely Julia?
That would be from the US of A.
The US of A. Oh, how's
in
that?
good old Texas.
Texas. Who's that from? What does it say, and who's it from?
It says,
yes.
Howdy from Texas in the US.
Howdy from Texas in the US. I'm doing my little American accent to help out.
I swear that does sound like one of the characters from Family Guy.
Oh, does it?
It does.
Howdy, partner.
Anywho, I enjoy the Vobes show so much.
So do I. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
and have been an avid fan of Richard for many years now.
Oh.
I look forward to all the fun with the many guests and the lovely Julia.
And the lovely Julia. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. Yes, what else does he say?
Hope you can all come visit us someday here in the States. Have some barbecue and sweet tea and some banana pudding.
Hey.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Fancy a trip to the United States of America?
I think we do.
Wow. Have you got a passport?
Can't promise when, though.
No, I can't promise when. I've got to save up the old pennies. But, yes, I haven't been down to Texas. Oh, wait a minute. Where is he? Dallas?
What?
Where is he again?
I don't know. Your number one fan,
Yes,
Texas T-Bone.
Texas, that's right. Yeah, no, I know. Dan Thompson, you're in Texas, aren't you? And I have been to Texas because I went to that place. Oh, what's it called? Where they had the shooter. Well, I know everybody's being shot in
Las
America.
Vegas.
Down in Texas in Robert Reed country, Austin, where they had the famous, and they've had some more. Anyway, let's not talk about
I've
that.
lost track.
Yes.
So let's please not talk about
No,
that.
let's not talk about any of that nonsense. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so we've had a postcard. It's got to go on the wall, and the lovely Julia, she is the one closest to it. I know it's a bit of a sexist task, this. I'm not really supposed to do any sexist things, am I? It's that male toxinility, whatever that means. I get told about it every day. Is it on?
Yes.
Where'd it go? Oh, up there. Marvellous. Isn't that good? Ladies and gentlemen, we have another postcard. Now, if you'd like to send a postcard to me, it's very, very easy. All you've got to do, first of all, well, it's complicated, really, because I could just give you my address, but then you'll all be running round for cups of tea and tiffin, and I haven't got any tiffin, and I've barely got any cups of tea.
One question.
Yes.
What's tiffin?
What is tiffin? I remember seeing it in the Carry On film once. Carry On Up the Khyber. They were always nipping in for a bit of tiffin round the back, but I don't know quite what it is. Could anyone tell me
But
what...
did Tiff come out again?
Tiff was in, but I never saw him come out.
Okay.
Or her. It sounds like you need a Vobes US tour Kickstarter, says Gregory. Yes, that's right. We did do it twice before, actually. And do you don't know this.
I don't know a lot of things.
No, but this thing you don't know, and some people there don't know. My mate Jeff Mahoney, who was one of the early listeners, like Dan Thompson there, in America, from Ohio, in America. Ohio.
Oh dear.
He wanted to buy the show many years ago. He won't. He's not listening. He's not watching. But he wanted to buy the show, and he offered me $1,000 for the show, and I turned him down. I said, no, it's worth more than that. At least $1,001, surely. And we became mates and all the rest of it. And he then met this girl, and he wanted to get married, and he asked me to be the best man at his wedding.
Wow.
In America.
Cool.
So I flew over to America to a man I'd never met before, only on the internet, and I was his best man.
And yet the question you asked the other day was, have you ever met with a stranger for tea? And you met with a stranger to be his best man.
That's very true. That is actually very true. Yes, and I was his best man. I mean, it was the most fruitcake thing in the world. But we had such a hoot, and I gave a speech. You know, a best man's got to give a speech and talk about all, how they grew up as boys and how they used to go behind the bike sheds and what his choice of women was and how he used to ride antelopes and all that sort of stuff. Do you remember that? Well, anyway, I had to make stuff up because I didn't know poor old Jeff from Adam. But anyway, we're still friends. Luckily. Amazing. I don't know why I mentioned that. Oh, that was because the third time. But yes, you're right.
Did you eat any tiffin at the wedding?
No. What is tiffin? Tiffin is afternoon tea.
Apparently it's a cake or dessert made with crushed biscuits, golden syrup and chocolate and chilled in a fridge.
Oh, ding dong.
Do you know what?
What?
I think I've had something very similar. One of my oldest friends from school used to make something similar like that.
Really?
Yeah, it was delish.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, funny you should say that, ladies and gentlemen, because we've actually got some of our own homemade tiffin here. Well, it's not our homemade tiffin, but we're going to make tiffin up, aren't we? Because we've got some stuff to sample. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some drinks and we've got some food stuff, some sweet stuff, some cool stuff, some stuff, and all that kind of things. So let's find out from the lovely Julia. Hang on, before we do that, if you want to send a postcard, that's what I was coming to. If you want to send a postcard, it's not an easy thing. You've got to ask me for my address. Yes, I know it's complicated. I could give it to you now, and that's right. That's what I said. I went off the script then. The teleprompter went too fast. Basically, Send me an email. I send you my address. You send me a postcard. We stick it on the thing, and everybody's very happy. How do you send that
confused.
email? Here we... What?
What?
Send an email to richard@vobes.com.
That's my lovely daughter. So there we go. Send an email, richard@vobes.com. Couldn't be simpler, and follow the instructions on the sheet. So, now, lovely Julia, we've got some stuff to taste. So what are we going to actually taste tonight?
Which one do we want to start with?
I don't know. What do you fancy? The drink? I'm a bit partial to some drink.
right then.
Some fluids. I would like some fluids. That would be good. So, let's have a look at this. What have we got there then, lovely Julia?
Folkington's.
I beg pardon?
Folkington's juices.
Really?
Best of British summer berries, raspberry, strawberries, and blackcurrants.
I can't say I've ever traced any Folkington's juices before. What
Not from concentrate.
I'm sure they're not.
Folkington's fine.
But how do you get a Folkington? I haven't the Folkington idea. Labouring the point again, Mr. Vobes. Yes, Folkington. Summer berries. Sounds lovely.
Yes.
Sounds delish. So we've got a couple of glasses. We have a bottle of this thing. Where did we get this Folkington's massive, great big bottle from?
We got this from Middle Farm.
Oh, from Middle Farm on the A27 towards the other side of Lewis. Well, it depends what side of Lewis you start from, of course. But on the Never Eat Shredded Wheat. On the west side of Lewis towards Eastbourne. Give it a shake. Put the shake back like the vacuum does it.
Well, the shake and vac.
Yes, that's the one. Like the shake and back. Put the freshness back. So here we go. We're going to try out this rather interesting drink, and we are the aficionados of food tasting, ladies and gentlemen. We have blimey!
Sorry,
what a honk, lady! The aroma coming from those glasses is absolutely vile. No, it's arresting my nostrils with such passion and verve. No, it's not vile at all, it's delish.
Did you say vile?
I did say vile, but it was a
Thought
joke.
my ears maybe. Oh, okay.
Yeah, ears are clogged up with Vobes spit. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Full glasses. Looks very nice. For summer berries. Cheers, Big Nose. A moment of silence then. What do you think?
Cheers, Big Ears.
Cheers, Big Ears. I'll never forget the day that the lovely Harriet, when I was... I'm not seeing Harriet anymore, sadly. But Harriet and I did some tasting, and we tasted some... I can't remember what it was, lemon and ginger or something. It was absolutely delicious, but it was actually cordial. And we were supposed to mix it with water. And we filled up these glasses neat. And we're drinking it. On the show, we're drinking that going, oh, yes, a bit sharp, isn't it? Yes, a bit strong. It could have done with being diluted. Well, it was only after the show we realised it was actual cordial. But this isn't a cordial, is it? This is the actual fruit.
This is... Yeah, no, this is just a fruit juice.
Yes, and it's very nice.
Not from concentrate.
Not from concentrate, no.
It's frozen, so I can't actually see if
it's
being displayed or not.
Yes, oh, there we are. That's what's happening.
Something like that.
Marvellous. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I would recommend that from Folkington's. Is it Folking? Yeah, Folking. I've said it enough times, you'd think I'd remember. So that's rather delicious. Right, okay. Well, we recommend that. It wasn't cheap, though, was it, for a litre of that, fresh?
No, it wasn't.
It was
cheap.
quite expensive. Shall we say how much it is?
Shall we? £4, 5 pence.
£4 and 5 pence.
For a litre.
For a litre. I don't know what you think about that. Because it is from a farm shop, and it's probably fresh, and it's not made from concentrate, and it's probably better than mass-produced stuff, and I don't know where they are. Are they Sussex-based?
Well, look, it's got a little mappy thing there.
Oh, it's right up north somewhere.
So, that's Scotland, isn't it?
Oh, exclusively in Herefordshire, it says here.
So
Best of... Our blend includes Pixie Noir... Pixley Noir blackcurrant variety grown exclusively in Herefordshire.
So what's with this map thing?
The map... Don't look at the map thing, it's all wrong. Because they put Herefordshire up in Scotland.
Look, I'm not
Yeah, look,
being
there.
crazy.
She's not being crazy. Look at the
that
top,
way.
near Scotland. There's a little map, and it's got these green blobs, and then suddenly it shows you... You see, we're not lying. We're not making it all up. Not this time. Sometimes we make it up. Sometimes, we don't. Anyway, Farm shops are fab, says Maggie Walters. Yes, that's absolutely true. High viewing figures tonight. 59, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's just gone down. If only we could get it up to 60.
I'll be there with my phone ready to capture it.
Yes.
Look,
Oh,
proof.
the numbers are creeping up, which sounds great. Any ideas of what to wear for a wedding, for a Hobbit-styled wedding?
Ooh.
Now, the lovely Julia is going to think on that. We'll come back to that very point in a minute. Talking of hobbits, Richard Suggett, the Naked Gardener, has been out and about doing a Vobing report. He's been to Portchester and he brings us his report now. So we'll come back and find out what we should wear as a hobbit at the back of this. Enjoy this and we will return.
Hello everyone, Richard Suggett again here, Portchester Castle, doing a Vobing report. Been here a few times in the past, but back here again today. At the moment I'm on top of the keep, which is part of the Norman castle, although originally it was a lot smaller than it is now. It's just been built up over the years. The castle is kind of in one corner, but around it, around the green area shall we say, there's a wall, and originally that wall dates back to Roman times as a defence against pirates basically coming inland off the sea and stuff. Over there is Portsmouth with the Queen Mary Navy ship just coming in. Chichester's over that way somewhere, but neither here nor there. There's various ports obviously here, and that's what Portsmouth is well known for. The Norman castle itself, it wasn't used for defence much. Originally it was, but then later settlements came into place, and it had various different renovations and renditions. There's an area called Richard's Palace, not Richard Vobes' Palace I'm afraid to say, but this time it's Richard II. He built a palace just kind of down here next to the keep. It's ruins now, not much of it left, but we were lucky enough to walk around them and have a good look. But as it stopped becoming a defensive castle because other forts and places were built, such as Fort Nelson up on the hill over there somewhere, it became use for, well, prisoners of war, that sort of thing. Something I've noticed today that cropped up quite often was prisoners from St Lucia, which the wife and I has a very special connection to because it's where we went on honeymoon, and I absolutely love that country. Or that island, I suppose I should call it, one of the Caribbean islands. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting place. There's plenty of history to go back and check on. I'll add links to various things in the descriptions below. I know when I spoke to Richard Vobes, he said he needs to get down here one day, so I might drag him down here one day with me or something, and we'll have a look around. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.
So he fancies dragging me to Portchester, does he? Well, I think I could cope with that. That would be lovely. Richard, I'm up for a trip to Portchester and have a little nose around, maybe make a video as well. That would be good. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Big cheers to Richard Suggett there. Do check out the Veg Grower podcast for all your veg growing hints and tips and everything, and find out what he's up to in his allotment when he's fully dressed. So there we are. Hobbit weddings. That's an interesting idea. Claire Leach is interested in. Any thoughts, lovely Julia, TLJ?
Sorry, thoughts on what? I was reading comment then.
Oh, right, OK. Let's start that again. Well done, Richard. Yes, I fancy...
Well done, Richard, yes.
Well done to do all that. Sorry, she phased out for a moment. Yes, I'll go to Portchester, blah, 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 back to Claire Leach and Hobbit weddings.
Hobbit weddings.
Yes, there we go.
Right.
It's been a long day.
You could have just said Hobbit weddings.
Hobbit weddings.
Yeah. And well, I can PM you loads of stuff later, but, I mean, curly wig...
What does a hobbit look like? I mean, I have no idea. I haven't seen this.
They generally
Rings of
have
the Lord.
floppy curly hair, floppy curly feet.
And do they flop about with curly tongues? No. So what would you wear at a hobbit? Would you? You're not. So I take it in a hobbit's wedding, you wouldn't dress in white, or would you?
Well, the bride would.
Oh yeah,
Why
the
wouldn't
bride would. You're not the bride though, are you, Claire? You're just a guest, presumably.
Yeah.
Would you? I know. Wait a minute. Of course, you'd have to get shoes and strap them to your knees, wouldn't you? And so you all get down on your knees like that and walk in, like little dwarfs.
Could do that.
Could you do that?
You could do that.
You might end up with sore knees. You probably need those little elastoplasters around your kneecaps just to make sure you're all right. Anyway, it's just an idea. Probably not a very good one. I'm getting a scowl from the lovely Julia. Thanks for that, lovely Julia. Nice video, Richard, says Kevin Hall. Yes, it's a lovely video. Brilliant. Whilst we're talking about lovely videos, I am running a workshop, ladies and gentlemen, how to make better videos, and I'm looking for people to take part in it. I need about 6 people to go and spend a day with me, sometime probably end of June, beginning of July, sometime around there, I don't know, maybe the first week of July, something like that, before the summer holidays start anyway. Either a weekend or a weekday or a day beginning with fish, and we'll go round somewhere mid-Sussex-ish, something like that, for a day to make, with me giving you hints and tips, that'll be a laugh, of how to improve your video skills. So if you're interested in that, I have put on the baldexplorer.com website a post about it, so you're welcome to have a look at that. But if you're interested, send me an email, richard@vobes.com. I need to get a graphic. richard@vobes.com. Send me an email, say, I would like to do the video workshop with you, please. I'll be your best friend. Anything for you, Richard. That's the thing. If you don't do that wording precisely like that, you're not getting on it. Simple as.
Should we have another munch on something?
I think we should have another munch. The lovely TLJ. Oh, I've done it again. The Julia creature is getting hungry. So what have we got on the munch menu today then, lovely Julia?
A mini mouthful.
What? Pardon? That was a mouthful.
It's lemon meringue fudge.
Lemon meringue fudge. Wow, look at that. So where did we get the lemon meringue fudge from, lovely Julia?
Let me think. What's the opposite to outsides?
Insides.
Oh, close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Middle Farm.
Middle Farm. Hey, we've been to Middle Farm before. Oh no, that was the same time. Yeah, same time, same thing. We bought this at exactly the same time as we got full.
Oh, it's not easy to get into.
No, I did try to help, but I'm rubbish at that. Is it a workshop in Worksop? No, Steve Pilford, it's not a workshop in Worksop. It'll be in Sussex, thank you very much, but good try. Nice shirt, Mr. Vobes, says Maggie Walters. Thank you very much. Actually, that's what Julia said when... Well, she didn't say that. She just said you look very nice, is what she said. But it is a nice little shirt.
I'm pretty sure I have told you that's a nice shirt.
You did say that once before, because I have worn it before. Nobody noticed I had a jacket on.
Pretty sure I said it today too.
Oh, you probably did. I wasn't listening. Never
No,
did.
he just doesn't listen to a word I say.
What did you say?
What?
Hey, pardon? No, the thing is, this isn't my shirt. This is a hand-me-down. No, it's a hand-me-up. My son Billy, my lovely son Billy. I don't know if you've seen. I have a blue. What do you call that blue thing that I have? Oh, she's already...
I can't wait for you.
Oh, God, wait.
It smells amazing.
All right, I'll just hold your horses. I've got to get the story. You know the blue... What's the blue thing with the zip that I have and a hood? Oh, hoodie. Yes, thank you, a hoodie. You know that blue hoodie that you sometimes see me wear? That was a hand-me-up. That was Billy's. Billy goes down the gym and he's a bit of a bodybuilder, and the trouble was he buys all these up-to-date modern clothes and then he puts on extra muscles and he can't get into them. And so he hands them up to his dear old dad, and this is one of his. We'll be filming in some place in Sussex that rhymes with Ilming. Yes, somewhere in Ilmington, wherever that is. Jonathan Jester says, could the lovely Julia please tie her hair up in a pony, in a Ponty Beehaven, and pretend to be Mary...
Let me take over. In a pointy beehive and pretend to be Marge Simpson.
Oh, Marge. Can
I
you
don't
do
think
that?
I can manage. I'd have to, I don't know. But that would be fun.
We've got some munches here. The lovely Julia's already started munching the lovely munches.
Flappy, 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 come on.
Come on. So what is it? What is it? Lemon meringue pie?
Lemon meringue fudge.
Fudge. And is it nice? You've been
It's
eating
gorgeous. I know I say I don't like fudge.
Yeah.
It's partly the texture and partly the...
Well, I've never heard you say you don't like fudge. I don't listen.
You so have.
I so don't.
You so have.
I so haven't. I have.
Where
Yes.
in your
Yes.
ears.
No, don't.
You're not listening to me anyway.
No,
I
no.
Stick some of this in
I
there.
wouldn't waste it.
No, you're true. You're true?
I'm true. I'm true, ladies and gentlemen. I'm true. True.
Just eat your fudge.
I am fudging it up. Oh,
It's the caramelly flavours I don't like, by the way, in fudge normally.
oh, in fudge.
But this is lemony.
Lemon meringue. Do you know, it almost tastes, but not quite, like marzipan. There's a marzipan quality to that.
I think that's just the sweetness along with the texture.
I think it's just the sweetness along with the texture, but nothing else. I don't think it's anything to do with the flavours.
No, because the flavours are nothing like...
Marzipan.
Thank you.
Almond, isn't it? Marzipan's almond. Mm-hmm. Or as some people like to say, almond.
That's what I say, actually.
Oh, do they?
I do.
You'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. Fudging...
Language is a fluid thing, you know.
Fudgiest... What's this? Oh, Levy. Hello, Levy. Nice to see you, Levy.
Levi.
Oh, is... Levi! Levy! I said Levy!
Levy's with a Y and
Oh, yes, of course
something
it is.
else.
I'm so sorry, Levi. Is it Levi?
I may be wrong.
No,
of
I think you're
course.
right. I just hadn't seen... Levi, I've not seen you come here before, so I do apologise for calling you Levy. Unless your name is Levy.
In which case, I'm sorry.
In which case... Anyway, we mucked that up, haven't we? Malcolm says... sorry, what were you going to say?
Nothing.
No. You would need to smoke 100 fags before you get the voice of Marge.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, very nice.
Yeah, I can't even try to do a
No.
Marge voice.
Mike Allen. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full now. The magic Mike. Lovely Michael has joined. Hello, Mike. Hope you're well. We're getting everyone tonight. Look, it's dropped down to 49. We've lost a few people. Never mind. The best fudge, says Linda Kane, that she's ever had is from Cambridge, opposite King's. Oh, King's College, you mean, presumably. Not the King, because we haven't got a King. Can see them making it. Can you? That's nice. There is a fudge shop now. There's a fudge shop there's a chain of these fudge shops. There's one in Shrewsbury, or Shrewsbury, depending on how you want to say it. There's one in Shrewsbury that you can look through the window and you see some bloke. Not some bloke, you see a bloke, I beg your pardon, get the language right. You see some bloke, a man, doing this. I think it's sort of semaphore or something. And he's slapping about this mixture of fudge on a big flat surface and tying it up in knots. And he makes little creatures out of it. Mostly sort of weird, blobby, slimy things, to be honest with you.
I'm right, it's Levi.
Oh, it is Levi. I beg your pardon. There we are. Thanks, Levi. It's lovely. I'm glad you came along. You saved the day. Now...
No, I have not just eaten the lot. Did you not see the size of the mouthfuls he was taking? He's like, and I'm like, picky, pick, num, 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 like a pigeon.
Well done. You've livened her up. We've got a bit of zoomp into her. Just accuse her of something and suddenly... which is marvellous. Oops. Yeah, so what was going on there? Now, how do you pronounce this name?
Soren?
Soren? Is it Soren?
Soren.
Are we getting your name? Soren. She's from Germany. She says, agree with Linda. I'm not quite sure which you... Brian T. Strong. Hello, Brian T. Strong. How do you like your tea? Haven't been in your area, but Mackinac Island on the Upper Peninsula of Michigan has a fudge shop.
Michigan, sorry.
What?
It's Michigan.
Michigan has a fudge shop on every corner. Michigan has a lot of fudge shops where you can watch them making it. Smells very good. Well, everyone's got into fudge. I've still got a little bit of my fudge left, thank you.
Sorry to interrupt you in the middle of that, sorry.
Well, that's all right.
Very
Correct
disrespectful.
me. No disrespect whatsoever. How's the head, Julia, says Linda Kane.
Yeah, it's sore.
She's been having to listen to me.
No, I think it was all the sunshine yesterday and the fact that I was on a real zany high, natural high. And
What happened yesterday? Oh, we went to...
we went and did the costume tryouts.
We did the costume tryouts. Ladies and gentlemen, have a look at this. There we go. How about that? Those two dashing people. I say. What do you say? I've no idea. But there we are, trying on costumes, ladies and gentlemen, because Saturday, live, ladies and gentlemen, live.
From the Regency Townhouse.
From the Regency Town... I'm just repeating what you say now. From the Regency Townhouse, the lovely Julia And the Bald Richard will be presenting the Bald Explorer. It will be the Bald Explorer Live. It won't be the Vobes show. It'll be the Bald Explorer Live from the I know it's confusing, isn't it? From the Regency Town. Why are you laughing?
Steve Pilfold.
Yes.
Bye, Miss Lemon Meringue Pie.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks.
Yeah, so we would be live 3 o'clock, British summertime, wherever you happen to be. British summertime, 3 o'clock. We're going to be live at the Regency Townhouse in Hove in Brunswick Square. It is open. You can come along. You'll see these two wonderful people having a lovely time and presenting and interviewing people. And then there'll be the live show at 3 o'clock, which is going to be phantasmagorical.
Phantasmagorical.
Exactly, that's exactly what it's going to be. So that's really nice. So that's what we did yesterday. But today, unfortunately for the lovely Julia, the schools had an inset day. And inset days are awkward, aren't they? Because you planned your week, you know, you could be working and what have you, slaving away for the Vobe, you could be doing stuff. Making videos and preparing for the show tonight, hugging trees, sampling fudge, all that sort of stuff, getting ready for the show. And what happens is the school says, no, sorry, you can't bring your kids in today. We've got an inset day, so keep them at home. Don't keep them anywhere near us. Thank you. And as it happened, it rained.
Yeah.
And so I thought a good question was, what do you do with your kids when you've got an inset day or a sudden day what you hadn't expected, or you've had short notice of it, and you've got the kids at home and you've taken time off work, and all of a sudden you've got to amuse them? What do you do, ladies and gentlemen? That would be interesting. Hang on, what's he saying? Tom Crawford says, all I can see is them damn trousers and the bits and bobs.
You know what you can do about that then, Tom? Buy him a cricket box.
Yeah, she did ask me about if I had a cricket box, and I had no idea. I thought a cricket box was a box like a big trunk for putting your whites in.
I'm sure that's what it's called.
Yeah, well, I haven't got one.
Again, could be wrong.
Could be wrong. Anyway, so what we did, here we are, we took, the lovely Julia took her lovely son, Elijah, out down to Worthing Pier to spend a penny or two. And the little blighter, he spent more than that. He was cramming the coins into the machines. Only tuppences, though. It was very nice. I just rode over there on my white stallion to escort them up and down to make sure they were fine, because your dear husband, of course, was slaving away himself.
Yep.
So I just sort of helped out a bit there, in between all the other stuff that I've been doing, of course. But you had a lovely time down there, didn't you?
Yes, thank you. It was very, very.
And one of the nice things that we did is we went into the pier, on the pier there, which is where the amusements are. But at the far end of the pier, ladies and gentlemen, is a little cafe, which has some very lovely Art Deco stuff in it. Look at that clock. It's like an aeroplane clock with propellers and things like that, which you were very taken with. And if you go in on the right day, there wasn't anybody there today, there'll be some bloke or woman playing the piano. And there is a piano for you to have a look at. It's a very nice piano.
It was very lovely.
It is very lovely. So we had I had a bowl of chips. You had a big fat burger with grease dribbling down your chin. She's looking at me, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see her, but she's giving me the evil eye. She didn't have a big greasy burger, actually. It was lasagna.
It was a very tasty lasagna.
Very tasty.
And lovely salad.
And the salad.
And the chips, which you had to help me with.
Yes, I had to have my chips, and then I had to help you with your chips, because the chips were down. I had to pick them all up. It was a nightmare. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we see what everybody's been posting in the group? Should we get that over and done with?
Gallery time.
Gallery time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and have a look into the gallery and see what you lovely people have been up to. It gives me a chance to have another munch on a fudge whilst we check out the gallery. It's got a new dance, ladies and gentlemen.
I tried to do something different, you know.
Do it again.
Well, there's classics.
They are classics. And now the gallery. And so this one, this is a traction engine. I guess who that might possibly be. Hey, it's Wendy Wakelin and her fabulous husband, or her secret lover, one of the two. And they said, seeing that we were dressing up, I don't know if you noticed, but we did some dressing up the other day. Well, we did. Seeing as we were dressed up, she wanted to share a picture of her and this other fella, her toy boy by the looks of things, at the Amberley Museum with, of course, I assume that's Victoria, the traction engine, which the lovely Julia and I, by the way, and we're very excited about this, are going to come along and have a ride on the trailer. Yes.
Hey.
And if I get into any trouble, she's going to put me in the smoke box.
Yes.
Yes, see? She had to think about that. So there we are. And we will make a video about it too, which will be absolutely fantastic. Now, who's this funny-looking fella? Yes, it's a
Mr. S. Brown.
It's Mr. S. Brown, the straw man, up there on the hill. It's not the what's the thing from the north? The Angel of the North?
Oh yeah, the Angel.
It's not the Angel of the North. It's the Angel of the West. There he is. It's Simon Brown. I think he's still on the Malvern Hills, or that neck of the woods. He's on somewhere called Black Hill Summit and Pinnacle Hill, where I can't be on two hills at once, but he's on one of them. I'll let you work out where it was. Bit of a misty day by the looks of things. Now, here we go. Here is a castle, not any old castle. This is Newark Castle, and Mark Langham has been to Newark. I've been to Newark many times doing some corporate videos, and it's all been good fun. And I've been around that castle many, many times. It's a stonker of a castle. It really is. And actually, there's a nice fish and chip shop opposite. Not this side of the river, on the other side, behind that castle, there's a nice fish and chip shop. I've sat there in the castle of an evening munching chips. We're talking about chips tonight. When the chips are down, get yourself out to this place. This is a beautiful tree that Jenny Lee has put up in the group, on the Bald Explorer group pages. It's the Blue Idol. No, not the tree. It's a lovely, old, funny, interesting tree. I don't know what it is. But
It's really interesting, isn't it? I mean, look at it.
yeah, sorry about that. It's at the Blue Idol Quaker Meeting House in Coolham, and I have been there, and I've made a video. It's yet to come out, but the lovely Cynthia Julian took me to this particular place, and we did see that tree, and we saw the edge of that shed, and we went inside the Blue Idol, but that's yet to come, so I don't want to spoil that. I have yet to edit it, actually. And Henry Allen, what's his name? Davis, I think, has been in Dorking in the rain. Dorking is a real place. It's not something you do, just to make that absolutely clear, because a lot of people may think that's something that I do a lot of, but it isn't true. Glenn Johnson has been out to Hayling Island Beach. There you can see he's looking at a table thinking, what is this thing I'm leaning on? I don't know if it's actually him. I don't think that is him at all. I think he's just taking an opportune photograph of a man growing out of a flowery bush in front of a whatever that box thing is, a beach hut. And finally, the lovely Claire Leach, who wants to be a hobbit. That's not her. No, that's a willow tree, ladies and gentlemen. That's a willow tree. But she's having it chopped down. She's chopping down... Hey, wait. Now, hang on a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't say that. Hang on, just bear with me 1 second. She's chopping down her willow tree. She's going to destroy it. And Julia gets very upset if anybody does anything, even, trims, pulls a leaf of a tree, she gets upset. So... You're right in there?
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing happening here.
Nope.
I'm just resting my hand.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I'm just resting my hands.
Oh!
Did you hear that?
No!
I'm just resting my hand. So, so what I wanted to say is if you're going to keep the wood and you don't know what to do with it, send it over to me for my stove at the winter. Not this winter, it'll have to be next winter, so it's seasoned. Not that you know anything about it.
About what?
About nothing. Anyway, that's what's happening to this lovely little, bush. This willow. I presume it's a weeping willow. No wonder it's weeping. No wonder it's weeping. Poor thing's probably flooding out its ears. It's probably crying out tears of, it's about to be something. It's a lovely tree. Anyway, thank you for sharing the picture there.
I'm hopefully getting a cutting of it, though.
Are you?
Mm.
What, so that you can replant it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would be nice.
I've got a garden big enough.
Yes. You have got a garden big enough. You've got all of Sussex. Sussex is your garden. I've been in your garden.
That would be nice.
Wouldn't it be nice? Could you all get off my lawn, please? Everybody in Sussex, would you mind? Oh,
I said don't play on the grass!
We've got a new Duke and Duchess of Sussex now, haven't we?
Yes.
I can't remember their names. Was it Harry and Meghan?
Oh, right, you actually literally couldn't remember their names. I thought you were having a...
Harry and Megs.
Harry and Meghan.
What's short for Harry these days? Is there a short name for Harry? People call people who's got names Harry.
No,
you know,
Harry is the short name.
What's the long name then?
Harold.
Oh,
but even then, no. I mean, it's actually short for Henry, though.
Oh, Henri.
Technically.
Henri and Maggie. No, what's it? Meggie. Megs. Henri and Megs. Cheers. That went down the wrong hole. Oh dear. Claire says, I'll send you some wood, Richard. Thank you very much. Yes, great. A load of wood would be lovely. Thank you. That's very kind. Danny Harris says has. Oh, has for Harry. Has and Megs. Yes. H.
Shorten
yes.
my name like that and you get a backhand.
What, has?
Oh.
Jazz.
Hey, hello, Jazz. How doing, Jazz?
Jazz is actually preferable to some of the names. I mean, Jew and Jules.
Jew? Don't want to be called Jew, do you? Like,
Mm.
first thing in the morning, when the dew is on the floor, and it's you tiptoeing down there and your feet get wet.
It just feels really like... Nah.
Blah. Yes, if you can't be bothered to say Julia, what can you be bothered to say? No, don't answer that. TLJ. Moving on swiftly. What have we got to move on to? That's the trouble.
Well,
What's
there's
the time?
a whole
Go on.
list we haven't even started.
Oh, yes. So now we're going to get on to our topics, ladies. The topics that we spend the hour talking about, that we're now going to spend 15 minutes talking about because someone's been gabbling. Oh, we've got
it's
something
me and
else
my
to
flappy
try
mouth.
as well.
Yes, we do.
Shall we do the trying thing? It's nice to do the trying thing. Excuse me. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, these are Joseph something or other. I can't read it.
Joseph Dobson.
Oh, Joseph.
Established 1850.
It's cola drops or something. Cola cubes. Did we get that from that farm somewhere in the middle of England?
I do believe we did.
I think we did. There we are. When I say we,
Yes, we did.
I didn't do any of it. I just did the driving. I'm just a chauffeur sometimes. I'm just a chauffeur, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it works in this. Anyway, no, they look very nice. Are you going
Would
to
you
try?
like one?
Oh, yes, please.
One lump or 10. It's not a good idea.
Oops, it's on the
Just
floor.
Help yourself, love.
Well, there's still one down there.
No, we'll pick that up later.
I can't get it out. Hang on, said the actress. Anyway, here is the lovely cube, and in it goes, which is a bit daft because now we can't talk because we're going to have our mouth full of gob fat. But
Not a clever idea.
it's yeah. Make a note. We can't test soluble sweet things on the show for any length of time because what happens is we end up drooling.
It's not exactly soluble, is it? Well,
No.
It is, like,
What do you
over
think?
time.
What do you think? Do you think that tasted cola?
Yeah.
Is it
And
nice?
It's a nice, gentle cola. It was nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Shame I couldn't finish it right now.
No,
but-
we will finish it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So one of our topics is let's have a look. We did ask what you would do with your kids on a dry day, on a wet day. Did anybody come up with a solution on that? It's an awful lot of sugar, says Maggie Walters. Yes, that's true. We've had all that fudge, which is sugar. The berries have got sugar in natural fructose.
There's sugar in everything.
There's sugar in everything. There's sugar in her eyes, ladies and gentlemen. There's no sugar in mine. It's acrylic.
I wondered what it was.
It's acrylic in mine, anyway, but never mind that. Vobes, one-eyed Kenobi. What is the most... It is a good topic. Most inspirational book you have ever read. Can you think, ladies and gentlemen, of the most inspirational... A book that has moved you? Now, I'm not talking about, 6 different ways to visit the bog. Not talking about that sort of a book. Used by a quarter of those cola shops in the sweet shops, says Claire Leach. Oh, yes. Kushti to the bishop. Yes, thank you. He was there. He heard. Who used to get chocolate tools? Yes. I'm glad you didn't put the S on the end of that. Yes, chocolate tools. Yes, you used to get, like, screwdrivers and hammers made out of chocolate. It's an old-fashioned thing.
Never, no.
Can't you stick it under the desk? Yes, you probably can. Used to get chocolate smoking set. Linda Kane. Did you? Oh, yes, those chocolate cigarettes.
I don't remember chocolate cigarettes, but I do remember the little white
Oh, the little white sticky
pressed
ones.
powder ones.
Yeah. Pressed powder, was that what they were?
Yes, essentially.
Thanks. Yeah, chocolate cigarettes. I remember those. Anyway, so inspirational books. We're trying to move it on now. We're trying to, do some intellectual stuff here. Does anybody have an interest? Now, when I was a kid, I'm ashamed to admit this. Sort of not ashamed, really. But when I was 18, which was quite a few years ago now, ladies and gentlemen, sadly.
Uh-huh.
You don't need to agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. When I was 18, I was reading a whole load of these self-motivation books, these self-help books to sort of improve your life, how to get rich quick, how to win friends and influence people, how to keep a positive mental attitude. You know, Napoleon Hill and Dale Carnegie and people like that used to read. And then I found a book that my dad had, and I was reading this, and it did inspire me. It's called, here we go, I'll put this up, I don't know if you can see that, here we go. It was called Bring Out the Magic in Your Mind, get my fingers out of the way, by Al Karan. Now, I don't know if Mike Allen's still out there. He'll probably know Al Karan, because Al Karan was a magician in the 1950s, a very famous magician, and he used to do incredible feats of mind reading that would baffle the press and baffle all sorts of people. I'm sure loads of people do that sort of thing now. And then he purportedly wrote this book. Well, actually, he didn't write it. It was ghost written for him. But this book was all about basically self-help and trying to be successful and giving you a sort of psychological way to better yourself. But it did sort of delve a little bit into the realms of the magic, shall we say, into the realms of possibly the impossible. We talked about the subconscious mind and getting ideas from the subconscious mind and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, when I was 18 and young and impressionable and I believed all this nonsense, it said, you know, focus on the things you want. And I focused on this car, this lovely old-fashioned car that was being advertised in a showroom at £50,000. And it said, you know, focus on this and focus and focus and focus. And, you know, if you ask, you'll get, and all this sort of, a lot of biblical type of, you know, without being Bible references, but all that sort of nonsense. And, obviously, I won the car, and I got this castle, had a fairy tale marriage, had the amazing princess and all of that. And I shunned it all. I thought, I don't want any of that. I want to be poor. I want to live in a hovel. Take it away. I woke up, of course, and nothing had happened. But funnily enough, that book, this book even, that book, this book, which book? This one. Bring Out the Magic in Your Mind by Al Karan. It stayed with me. I think there's part of me that wishes that it would be true, that wishes that you could mentally focus on something and you could get it. And I think that's why I follow my dreams, because I still mentally think if you focus and work hard and concentrate and all that, you'll get it in the end. But it hasn't worked so far, so I don't know. How about you? Have you had an inspirational book that's been with you, that's changed your life?
Well, I don't have any single book that jumps out of my mind. I've got favourite books, but no, almost every book that if I read it from cover to cover, then it has had some sort of an inspirational effect upon me, because otherwise I wouldn't have read it. But yeah, I don't know.
So nothing that sort of speaks to you and go, this book I've got to tell people about that.
Well, there's lots of books that inspire me like that that I'd like other people to read.
Have you got an example of one?
Well, the ones I'm currently reading. Well, I say the ones I'm currently, but you know, I can't for sure say with all of them yet because I haven't finished reading them.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
but I've got a feeling they're going to be that sort.
They're going to be
exactly that
marvellous. Has anybody else got? Yes, it's the Law of Attraction. Mark English says the Law of Attraction. That's right. It's full of all of that. The law of the attraction and all that sort of stuff. You know, think positive and focus on this, that, and the other. And biggest load of rubbish I've ever read in my entire life. But it has stayed with me. It has stayed with me. I know people will then say, well, you know, whatever. The Secret. Oh, sorry, go on.
Jane Ainsley says Jane Eyre.
Jane Eyre, that's a good one. Yes, absolutely.
And someone else, Frank Carver says The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. That's a famous book. I've heard of that. Apparently there are a lot of weddings on the back of that, and you can get costumes care of your shop. You don't know what I said then, did you?
No.
Concentrating elsewhere. I was referencing the Hobbit earlier stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
My shop?
No, just joking.
Okay.
Yeah. Visualizations says, yes, visualizations. The Secret. Now, that's interesting because they made a film fairly recently of The Secret and this whole mumbo jumbo. And to be honest with you, I believed this relentlessly for years, in my informative years. And then when I went through my eye problem, I went back to that and thought maybe there is some help there. Maybe there is something there. And I gave it my very best shot. And I lost an eye. So make of that what you will. Not sure about... Oh, so that's something else. The power of focus, says Kaz. You see, I think everybody likes these. That's why these people who write these books make so much money. Because people are gullible enough to go and buy them. Kushti Phil says, I've never read a book. Well, that's a very sad statement, I have to say. I think
You've got to be joking.
Books are full of wisdom, some of it good wisdom, some of it bad wisdom, but it's somebody's point of view at the end of the day, and it's interesting to sort of read people's...
I do hope you're joking, though, because that makes me cry.
Yeah,
No. Makes me feel sad.
Yes. Yeah, because you
But
don't know, you're
awesome.
missing so much. Because, you know, imagine what a book is. It's not just words on a page. A book is somebody's ideas that they've put down, and they could be the thing that turns your mind and you find something amazing. 7 years in Tibet, says Danny Harris. In search of secret India, says Anne Evans. When did you lose your eye? Oh, that's not a book, is it? No, sorry, that's Levi. He said, when did I lose it? Well, I put it down earlier, and if in doubt, of course, I've got one of these cola things that can go in. I can have red eye. It's like drinking too much Red Bull. No, I will tell you about my eye disappearing story when we've got a bit more time, because we've only got 4 minutes. But basically, I lost it in 2010, and I have an artificial eye. Which one is it?
This one.
Oh, yeah, thanks. That obvious, is it? Yeah, I could turn it round or pull it out, but I'm not going to.
It's not that obvious.
Oh, isn't
Just
it?
I know which eye it is.
Of course you do.
Just pretending to poke you out.
Yeah, make sure you poke the right one. No, not the right one, the left one. Because if you poke the right one, I'll have to have another... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Kaz says, I'm a teacher. I make a living from books. Yes, I bet. There we go. I wish I could make a living. Haynes Mini, the manual, 59 to 99. Good answer. Like that. So there we go. Anyway, I think we're running out of time. Just to say, what are we doing on Saturday?
We are going to the open day of the Regency Townhouse. And what's the address?
It is number 13 and number 10. But number 13 is the thing to remember. In Brunswick Square in Hove.
Yep.
And
if you can't make it, we're going to be doing,
we're going to be
We're going to be going live from 3 till 4.
From 3 till 4.
In costume.
In costume. Did I show you the costumes? Do you
Yes,
want to see it
yeah,
one more time? Here we are. Have a look at these delightful people. Here they go. Here we are. Look at that. Can't wait to get dressed up in our outfits and prance around in front of everybody, making complete and utter fools of ourselves. But I'm going to have to wait. So there you go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you do go to the Brunswick Townhouse, do pop in and say hello. And we'll be only too delighted to speak to you. Maybe a bit busy at times if I've got to edit some stuff for the live show, because we've got a bit of stuff to prepare, but the lovely Julia will completely be on hand to...
Well, I'll be on my feet.
Oh, she'll be on her feet. She's not going to do the walking on hands routine.
I could probably manage that for maybe 2 seconds.
Oh, right, okay. Well, you wouldn't want to do it any longer because the dress would fall down, wouldn't it? Which would be very embarrassing.
Double-sided tape, please.
Exactly. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go. Ladies, it's been so nice to speak to you and all the rest of it. No show tomorrow. No show tomorrow. Sorry about that.
Because there's one on Saturday.
Because there's one on Saturday, and actually, tomorrow I've got to disrobe the show, the gear. I've got to put all the gear away, and I don't want to do that after the show and be tired because we've got a busy day. So unfortunately, there's no show tomorrow. So there'll be the show on Saturday and then back to normal service on Monday, which is a bank holiday. So there'll be a bank holiday special, and most likely with my sister Corinne. Yay. So that'll be something to look forward to. She's coming over on the bank holiday, so there we go. She doesn't know that yet, but she's going to be in on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming along, and...
When you hear this music...
Yes, you know... We've got to get on our pogos. Like a pair of bunnies. And we've got to bunny hop into our costumes and sort ourselves out for the Regency Townhouse show on Saturday. So until then, take care. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the show. See you on Saturday or indeed on Monday. But from us here on Thursday...
Good night.
Good night. Goodbye.
Have a good weekend.
Take care.
Ciao for now. Bye.
Bye. Bye.